What up, James? How you been, man? Jonathan, Mr. Verpel, how's your brother doing, man? And we got Nick in here. You guys need any help on homework? I'll stay on for about 20 minutes if you need anything. Yeah, James, I heard you went to Our Saviors, right? I was glad Alabama lost the other day. Somehow Alabama snuck into the playoffs. What's up, Nick's brother? Do you guys need any homework help? Yeah, Miami, but then but then we lost to Clemson. That was a bad game. I wasn't gonna stream, Jonathan, but then I decided to hop on and see if anybody needed homework help. When's your next performance, James? I need help picking a new team. Yeah, but it will never be Alabama, and it will never be FSU. It will never be the Gators. Maybe I'll have to go with UCF. Yeah, it was good to talk to you too, James. Let me know when your next performance is up at the school, and I'll come up there and see you. Jonathan, do you want me to go over like you guys did 15 through 20. Do you want me to go over one of them? Later, James. Yeah, I'm working on the lesson right now for tomorrow, Jonathan. I'm going to record it here in a second. But before I record it, I'm going to like get my notebook ready and then figure out what examples we're going to do. So I figured while I was, preparing for tomorrow, I could just sit in here in case anybody needed any help. Should I live stream my lesson for tomorrow? And then I could just save that live stream and share the link with everybody? Alright. Aaliyah's coming? Cool. I gotta figure out how I can record it at the same time. I don't need studio mode. I need tools. Settings. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, if you guys are still watching, I'm gonna stop this live stream, and I'm gonna immediately start another one, so that way I can rename it, I can give it a proper label, and that way I can share it with you guys tomorrow. So I'll only go off air for about a minute, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about tomorrow's lesson. Okay? Let me go ahead. So I'm going to stop this. Alright guys, welcome back. It's Thursday. It's almost Friday. We got one more day. I cannot wait. I'm ready for this weekend to be here. Really want to play some video games. But so today we're going to continue working on dividing with decimals. It's what we've been doing all week. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure we have our table of contents updated. And for some of you guys who noticed, yes, I did update my table of contents yesterday. I just didn't put it in the video. So the first thing we have is today's date. The topic we're working on, dividing by a decimal. And then we're going to work on, it's actually dividing a decimal by a decimal. And then we're going to work on page 46. So next thing I need to do is I need to go ahead and go to page 46. And then I've already taken my time. I've written my notes. 7-6, I have my essential question. How can you divide a decimal using a decimal divisor? And guys, it's going to be nothing different than what we did today, actually. Well, what we did Wednesday in class is we're just going to move some decimal points around. You guys have already learned how to divide a decimal by a whole number. Today you guys will learn how to divide a decimal by another decimal. One of the examples, if you had, let's say I went to Dunkin' Donuts because Mr. Savage loves donuts. I'm not going to lie to you guys. And our first example, and I went to Dunkin' Donuts and my donuts cost $3.35. Okay? then that was the total for all my donuts. But each donut costs 35 cents. And I wanted to find out how many donuts did I buy with $3.35. Now, I hope I bought like 2 dozen, but I doubt it. So this is a division problem. That's how we can find our answer to find out how many items we bought. So one of the ways we're going to do this is the first thing I want to do is I need to move these decimals out of the way. So I'm going to rewrite my problem. So first thing I'm going to do is actually, let me go back a second. So my goal, just like it was on Wednesday, is our divisor cannot have a decimal in it. And our divisor is right here. So the first thing we have to do is move the decimal out of our divisor. So we're going to move this over 2 places. Oh, my green pen's not working. Uh-oh. Let's go with an orange pen. Move this over 2 places. Now, whatever I do in my divisor, I have to do it in my dividend. So I'm going to move it over 2 places as if I multiplied it by 100. So my new problem, because I want to find out how many donuts I bought with $3.35, is I'm going to do 335 divided by 35. Just like before, we're going to do, will 35 go into 3? No. Will 35 go into 33? No. Will 35 go into 335? Yes. How many times? I honestly don't know, but I know it's less than 10 because I know 35 times 10 equals 350, and that's just like one of those things I know. So I'll write it on the side over here. 35 times 10 equals 350. Okay? Just something I know. But now if we look in here, so I'm like, well, it can't be that, so I'm going to do 9. So down here in my spare space, I'm going to do 35 times 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 9 times 3 is 27. Plus 4 is 315. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do minus 315. And I'm going to say 9 times. Okay? 5 minus 5 is 0. 2, 0. So I'm going to have 20 left. So now, guys, remember what we have to do. I can't end with a remainder when I divide by decimals. So I'm going to add my decimal place right here, and I'm going to annex a 0. And I'm going to bring that 0 down, and I'm going to have 200. So how many times will 35 go into 200? I don't know. But I know 9 times is 350, so I'm going to try, let's go with 6 times. So over here on the side of my paper, I'm going to do 35 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 3 is 18, and that's going to be 210. So it's actually too many times, so it only goes in there 5 times. And I know that if I did that 6 times, if I minus 35 from this, that would be 5 times. So 5, 1, and 7. So 175. 5 times 35 is 175. Subtract that, and I have 25 left. I need to make sure I put my decimal point here. And then all I got to do is, again, is I have to annex a 0. So I'm going to do the same thing again. So when I annex my 0, and now I got too much stuff over here. So I'm going to use my eraser to erase some of this. Okay. So we're going to annex another 0. Bring it down. So give me 250. Well, I know that 7 times was 210. So I know 8 times. So let's try 8 times. So we'll go over here. 35 times 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry the 4. 8 times 3 is 18. And that's only 220. Uh-oh. Mr. Savage messed up somewhere, guys. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 3 is 24. That's where I messed up. I did tell you never to erase your work, James, and I just messed up. So let's find where we messed up. We're going to do, let me get that right. And then 175, because 35 and 35 is 70, which is 140 and 175. So we're good so far. So let's go back to 6 maybe. Let's try 35 times 7. 7 times 5 is 35. Carry the 3. 7 times 3 is 21. So it gives 245. So we're going to subtract 245. We're going to carry the 7. I still leave me with 5 left. And I need to annex another 0 and bring it down. That would give me 50. 35 goes into 50 one time. Minus 35. So give me 15. Bring the 0 down. So give me 150. 35 goes into 150. Think about this. 4 times. Which would be 140. And this is a... Where did I mess up, Jonathan? I did not put a placeholder for 1. Alright guys, we're starting this over again, because this is ridiculous. I'm going to do what James told, what I told everybody never to do. We're going to do something. What in the world? We're gonna count this up as a loss, so I'm gonna restart the stream again. Oh my goodness. Hey guys, you just watched Mr. Savage make a mistake live on YouTube. Oh man, maybe I should just start on a new page. You know what? I'm gonna start on a new page. Let me write this before I restart the stream again. Hey Jonathan, don't erase anything yet, okay? Just hold your horses. Jonathan, if you already have that copied down, just we're going to skip over that example. So when I start the new examples, keep your notes and just write the 2 new examples, okay? This is a blooper, guys. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This is like that Alabama football game there, James. I know that pen really messed me up. I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright, we're gonna try something. I'm gonna restart, but I'm not gonna end the live stream. I'm gonna do something called create a highlight, and we're gonna see how this works, okay? This is funny, man. Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, guys. Alright, guys, it's Thursday. I can't wait to be done with this. This is my second attempt at the stream now. Okay? My first attempt really didn't work too well. So we're going to go with this again and see how it turns out, okay? I have a wonderful blooper on the live stream if you feel like going back to watch it. It was an epic mistake by Mr. Savage. I started a problem that I didn't know the answer to, and it ended with like 19 numbers behind the decimal point. So what we're going to work on today is dividing decimals by decimals. It's very similar to what we've already done all week. And all we're going to worry about is making sure that our divisor doesn't have a decimal point in it, guys. So the first thing we need to do is we need to make sure that our table of contents is updated. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go to page 46. And we need to make sure that we have our topic, our title, and our essential question. Okay? If you guys need to pause right here to catch up, now would be an excellent time to go ahead and pause. Man, I still can't believe that I messed up. So there's my examples. I do owe you an eraser, Jonathan. I'll give you one of my good ones, man. One of the high polymer erasers. These things will last you the rest of the year. So let's go with example 1. For example 1, we're going to do 2 divided by 5 tenths. Okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to rewrite our problem. And then we got to, when we do that, we got to move our decimal points over, okay? So remember, our divisor can't have a decimal. So if we go one place to the right here and make that 5, we're going to go one place to the right here and make that 20. So I'm going to have 20 divided by 5. And then does 5 go into 2? No. Does 5 go into 20? Yes. 4 times. So 2 divided by 5 tenths is 4. Just like if we did 5 tenths is equal to half. So 2 divided by a half is 4. Okay? So now we're going to move on to number 2. And for number 2, I'm going to go ahead and do 1 25 tenths divided by 25 tenths. First thing I'm going to do is I need to move the decimal point out of my divisor. So I'm going to go 1, 2. And that would be similar to multiplying that by 100, or 10 to the second power. And then whatever I do to my divisor, I have to do to my dividend. So I'm going to do the same thing like if I multiply this by 100. 1, 2. So now my new number is going to be 125 divided by 25. Okay? Does 25 go into 1? No. Does 25 go into 12? No. Does 25 go into 125? Yes. How many times? 5 times. 5 times 25, 125. So give us 0. So our final answer is 5. Now I'm going to do one more practice, and this is actually not from Guided Practice, but we're going to do, I'll mark this number 3, and we're going to do 89 and 500ths divided by 4 and 8/10. Remember, what is the first thing we need to do again, guys? We need to get the decimal out of our divisor. So we're going to multiply it by 10, or 10 to the first power, and we're going to do whatever we do to our divisor, we're going to do to our dividend. So we're going to do the same thing again, okay? Then I'm going to rewrite my problem. I'm going to have 890 and 5/10 divided by 48. Same thing here. Does 48 go into 8? No. Does 48 go into 89? Yes. And I actually made a mistake here. The first thing I should have done was bring my decimal up to the bar. 1 times 48 is 48. 1 and 4. Does 48 go into 41? No. So we need to bring down the 0. Does 48 go into 410? Yes. I'm going to guess that, I'm going to round say that 48 is close to 50 and 410 is close to 400. So I know that 400 divided by 50 equals 5 into 40 equals 8. So I'm going to try 8 times. So 48 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 6 would be 38. So I'm going to do 8 times, and that would be 384. And now if I look at the directions, because this comes from number 10 in our quotient, and it says estimate each quotient. So I'm going to come down again, and I'm only going to work to this first digit so I'm only going to work to the 10th place so I can estimate. So we're going to cross this out and put this as a 0. This is going to be a 10 minus 4 is 6. 10 minus 8 is 26. So I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to do 260. And I need to slide this up now. Does 48 go into 260? Oh wait, I'm sorry. I brought down the wrong thing. I need to bring down the 5. Does 48 go into 265? Yes. About how many times? Well, I'm going to say, once again, this is close to 50. And 250, well, I know 50 goes into 255 times. So I'm going to say 5 times. And then we're going to go ahead and do 48 times 5. Five times 4 is 20. Plus 4 would be 240. Now, I'm going to stop right here because I only need to estimate, because this problem is from number 10 on page 169, and it says estimate my quotient. So I'm going to actually estimate my quotient to be 19. The reason I'm going to do that is because 18.5, I'm going to go ahead and round up, and I'm going to say it's estimated to be 19. But remember, we're moving our decimal points. That's what this whole lesson is about. So what I would like you guys to go ahead and do is I would like you guys to go ahead and do guided practice. on page 168. And we're going to do number 3 through 6. And now I want you guys to do independent practice. And that's going to be on page 169. And let me see what numbers I have assigned for you guys. Here it is right here. I have 15 through 25 assigned for you guys. 15 through 25. Okay. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Make sure you get your guided practice check before Miss Russell. Make sure you read the directions, because on number 3, this was an example from number 10 in the book, and it just asked us to estimate. So right here, we're going to write estimate. All right. And a special shout out to Jonathan, Aaliyah, Nick, and James Repeld, even though he's an Alabama fan and he goes to Cocoa Beach. Thanks for tuning in on the live stream and watching my epic mistake. You guys have an excellent day. And make sure you get your work checked by Miss Russell or me. Alright, now I got to figure out how to upload the thing I created. No, you don't have to do anything for homework. But since you guys were watching, when you come in tomorrow, you'll be ahead of the game. And if you want to copy them down now, you can. That's totally up to you guys. But I mean, that was a mess, that first half of the stream. So thanks for hanging in there. You guys got to witness a pretty good mistake. Alright, you guys have any questions for me before I get out of here? It's about 4 o'clock. I think I'm going to go home and play some Call of Duty. Got to check on my son since he wasn't feeling good today. Sweet. Help on problem 17. On what page, Jonathan? Alright, let me get my book real quick, Jonathan. Page 166. And remember, when you guys ask a question, there is a little bit of a delayed response. Does Aaliyah need help with anything? Alright. I really wish, I'm just going to go sidetrack here. I really wish we could, oh, I'm sorry. I know you guys been on a lot of streams before, Nick. But I really want to try to create a cool logo or something, some type of like Savage math thing, and then maybe we could get T-shirts or something with it. You know, I think that'd be kind of cool. You guys could walk around with that. It'd be kind of neat that your math teacher has like a YouTube channel. I really like doing this a lot more than I thought I would, even though it's live. It's really nervous. I'm more nervous doing the live YouTube than when you guys are in class, actually. All right, so let's look at number 17 for Jonathan. So Jonathan, the first thing we need to do is we need to get the decimal out of our divisor. The way we're going to do that is we need to move our decimal. So we're going to move it like if we multiplied it by 10 to the second power or 100, and we're going to move it 2 spaces. 1, 2. So our new number is 5, and then we got to do the same thing to our dividend. So it'd be 1, 2. So we need to add 2 more zeros. Okay. So our new number now is 5. Is going to be 1,200 divided by 5. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find out, does 5 go into 1? Okay. So we go, does 5 go into 1? That's a no. So then we need to find out, well, does 5 go into 12? 5 goes into 12 twice. 2 times 5 is 10. That's going to leave us 2. We're going to bring down the 0. Does 5 go into 20? 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. It's not going to leave us any remainder. So then does 5 go into 0? Nope. So we bring up the 0. And our final answer would be 240. What did you get for number 17, Jonathan? Oh, Jonathan, I just did this whole video. Did you see it, or do I need to go back over it again? Did you understand it? Thumbs up, thumbs down, Jonathan. What do you need, bud? All right. Do you need any more? Oh, I didn't think about that, Nick. Do you guys need anything else before I get out of here for the night? Thanks, James. Thanks for sticking in with the stream today, man. Alright, you guys take it easy. I'll see you guys tomorrow. James, remember, let me know when your next performance is, man. Even though Alabama isn't that good, but it's okay. Still eating those chips, man. I love those Ruffles. Let me end the stream.